Welcome to Unfiltered 2022.
My name is Kristof.
And my name is Inayah.
And we are the new hosts of the web series of Stockholm School of Economics.
And we hope you are as excited as we are to continue the second season of the series.
This episode we're going to discuss surviving at SSE. This includes food, time management and socializing.
And we hope this gives you some insight into how your routine can look like when you're here at SSE.
Come, join us.
The Stockholm School of Economics is a private business school located in Stockholm, the capital of Sweden. SSE has been creating opportunities for its graduates for over 100 years. In this episode, we'll tap into the struggles of students with regards to time management and food budgeting.
Mohamad Ali. Okay, now it's good.
This is a very nice study space.
I have Ali with me, a teacher, a student, and last but not least, a friend. Tell us about your activities outside of your curriculum.
So obviously outside the very grueling curriculum that we have here at SSE, I also work as a teaching assistant, just like you mentioned. I work business development part-time at an outsourcing company called WebHelp, which is around 15 hours of work per week. And in addition to that, I also have a couple of involvements in our beloved association, SSE, where I'm the internal auditor. And I also used to work with the exchange committee, which used to take me around another 8 to 10 hours a week.
So how do you manage your time?
Just one tip to everyone, it's okay to miss lectures and seminars as long as you're able to catch up. And the way I recommend doing that is not having very big tasks for the whole day that can overwhelm you. Instead, trying to break them down into tiny little tasks that are very attainable. And instead of having a 4-hour stretch of not so focused work, it's better to put in those 30 minutes completely focused and devoted. The biggest struggle for me, at least, was maintaining the balance between your academics and my social and mental well-being in some sense. A lot of sleepless nights and way too little sleep, which would mean a lot of caffeine and other stimulants. I get very cranky when I don't have enough sleep, and my friends are I'm very grateful to them for staying along with me throughout everything.
Ali, it is time to say one very important tip.
Just 3 words: quality over quantity.
I don't mind.
Just go. Hurt yourself.
I'm here with Sasha. She's a master's student in business management. What are you engaged with outside of school?
So outside of school, I participate with the European Institute of Technology, their food hub, and I do food activism. So we do consulting projects for different companies and different politicians around Europe surrounding food systems. I also do a lot of volunteer work with the Bird Wildlife Rehab Center, a couple of different startups in Stockholm that surround themselves around sustainability, different organizations in Cyprus that surround around like youth sustainability and peace activism, and also with COP26 and upcoming COP27. On campus, I am a member of the SASA Sustainability Group and also SSE Students for Climate Action.
How do you manage your routine to not be too overwhelming?
My bachelor's degree is actually in decision making. So one of the strategies that I learned was sort of at the beginning of any term, you want to sit down and map out all of the activities that you want to do, all of the assignments that you will have, and also your exams, and sort of calculate how much time you think an average week you'll spend doing each of those activities. And then calculate also how much time you spend eating and how much time you spend sleeping and how much time you want to have for quality time or fun things to do, and realize what is possible and what's not possible. I also sit down and plan every Sunday, and I use primarily Google Calendar and then the app Notion. And then I also have a lot of group projects, so I just make sure to be completely transparent with them about what my schedule looks like and build a calendar with them as well.
And of course, it's like a very formulated routine. You can feel stressed at certain moments. How do you manage that?
Yeah, so when you're sort of planning that sort of thing out, you're always very optimistic. So I always tell myself I won't procrastinate. But of course I procrastinate, and then it comes to be the evening and I want to go to bed quite early, but I realize if I want to get everything done, I can't go to bed early. I just try to always think about things optimistically and also remember what out of everything that I'm doing, what is the most important and what I need to prioritize.
So some of you guys might be wondering what's behind us, and Sasha's actually helping out today so she can share.
Yeah, so this is a new pilot project we have on campus for recycling and food waste. We have a machine here that recycles different objects, new paper sorter, and also what I'm working on is our new compost bin, where we can take food that the students haven't eaten and make it into compost that we can give at a lot of different events.
I'm with my friend Emma. What are you involved in at school?
Well, I was recently chosen as the vice president for the international committee. I'm also head of events for the art division, project leader for Focus CSR under the sustainability group, and I'm a digital student ambassador for the school, and I've done a bit of work as a representative for the future EU competition.
Yeah, so she's involved in a lot, and you do seem to manage things most of the time. So,
Yeah.
but how do you, like, what does your routine look like?
Google Calendar has been my biggest support thus far, and I think I do my best to take one day at a time, but still having at least knowing like what the next week ahead holds, just so that I'm prepared for it and I know what I'm about to face. And other than that, it's just making sure that I have enough time to feel like I'm caught up with my classes, so I try to always go to the lectures and the seminars.
What struggles do you face?
Oh, no. I think it's just finding the moments to take a step back and breathe again. It's just making sure I constantly feel satisfied with my activities. My biggest advice to anyone coming to SSE and when there's nothing but opportunities available to you, and there's also a high tempo studying environment, make sure that every time you ask yourself why, the answer includes some element of I'm doing it for me, I'm enjoying it, this is for me to grow. It might sound a bit selfish, like just with the words that I'm using, but you have to make sure that you're the motivated person, and then that's what's going to make sure your stamina carries you throughout. Yeah.
We have Nina with us now. So, hey Nina.
Hi.
My first question is, what are you doing next to school?
I am an athlete. I do rowing.
How much time does it take?
Well, I do around 11 to 15 sessions a week. Really depends on what I have to do in terms of school.
What's your biggest goal?
Well, I'm trying to compete internationally, and at the moment I'm trying to stick with the national team, so I can do presumably European and World Championships.
How do you manage your time?
When I have classes in the morning, I try to either go to the gym right before classes or after, or both. And apart from that, just making myself a schedule when it comes to studying, so I can incorporate break times where I actually go to training, so that I can just free my head and then get back to studying. I would say that what I struggle with the most is just having a social life besides doing all of that. Sometimes even kind of forcing yourself to do something just to connect to people and not feel so alone.
It is not a secret that studying and learning consumes a lot of calories. So in order to survive, we have to eat. Let's ask around people what they eat usually, what they have for lunch, and how do they survive the university life. Today I have Isabelle and William with me. I have the first question: where would you go to eat if you wanted to eat for very, very cheap? Lidl.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Lidl.
Lidl or Coop.
So now, as far as I see, we are on a metro. Guys, where are we going? Why are we going away if there's so many places around school?
So today we had a little extra time, so we decided to take a little metro trip to discover new food.
Usually, how much do you spend on lunch if you eat out? How much does it cost in Stockholm?
I guess around 100, so that's like 10 euros. That's like a standard price for lunch, I would say.
Ja, okej, ja. Ja, tack.
Från tack och rabattkupong också.
Tack så mycket.
Vad? I would say the most delicious food in this world is free food.
Very true.
William, I saw you another place to come to.
Yeah.
What is this place?
It's a falafel place.
Meal prep is very convenient for budgeting, as well as the fact that you are able to warm your food very easily. I love the atmosphere around lunchtime because you're able to sit anywhere that you want around school and enjoy your meal with your friends. On the days where you are unable to bring your own meals or would like something more, SSE has its own cafeteria with plenty of offerings for really good prices. In addition, there are many restaurants and grocery stores nearby SSE. Most places offer student discounts, and it takes a relatively short amount of time to obtain something fulfilling. There are, of course, many more locations. However, we decided to take a walk straight down Sveavägen to give you an idea. Many lunch lectures also take place throughout the week under SSE, and these are hosted by different organizations, so there are always very insightful speakers that meet your interests, and you get a free lunch for attending.
We have now the president of the Stockholm School of Economics, Lars Strannegård. And we are going to talk about his time management and the daily schedule. My first question is about how did you manage your time management during university years?
Ooh, I don't know if I even did that, but obviously I did. I think it's really tough. Actually, I tried to be as disciplined as possible, but I did a quite lousy job, I have to say.
I think we all struggle a lot with time management right now, and that's why we wonder, does it get easier?
Well, in the role that I have now, it's my life is much more sort of structured. It's not me managing my time, but it's actually my agenda or my calendar that's managing me now. I do try to have a couple of hours each week where I can sort of do some long-term planning. So really trying to carve that out of the calendar is something that I try to do.
What's your takeaway for the students who really struggle to manage their time?
Well, I think first of all, when you're here at SSE, this is a wonderful time when your basically only job is to study. That might sound self-evident, but there's so many things. As a student, you have your friends, you have all these things going on. I think it's important to sort of focus that you are here to study, and I think you're gonna really appreciate that when you're out of here, because that's quite quick. I mean, it's just a couple of years and then you're gone.
When it comes to what you eat in a day, do you normally have something, the same thing every day, or what does your lunch usually look like?
I usually have it here in the sofa. Very often it's sushi, actually. So I guess I have sushi like 3 times a week or something like that. Or I run to the grocery store and buy these terribly boring pasta salads that I eat al desco.
Do you have any favorite cuisine from the options that we have in your school?
Actually, there's this Vietnamese place that's absolutely amazing. And I mean, for lunch especially, I'm really into Asian food, I must say.
Oh, okay.
So I like that a lot.
There are a lot of good options.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And do you enjoy cooking for yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the weekends, etc. It's my wife and I. We really focus on that actually. So so to have nice dinners, etc., is something I enjoy enormously. So absolutely.
That's all we had to ask Lars today. We'll see you guys next time.